Okay. Hello from Australia, from me, from down under to everyone out there, and from America, from my fine folks, my fine friends over here. My name is Matt in the Hat, and we are back after a little bit of a hiatus, a week's break for me, and we are back to do some more Pathfinder 2 Kingmaker live play sessions. This is our 53rd session, I believe, and we are currently in. Let me put the Stolen Lands up here for a minute for chat. We are currently in Restov, which is way up here in the northeast. We travelled from Varnhold up here to do some research on a curse that's been spreading some bad things, basically. We have been seeing people suffering in health, and also creatures suffering in health when they are close to death or through this sickness. They have manifested a portal and out of their bodies where creatures have emerged and been vicious and attacking people. And this has not been good for anyone or anywhere around. And we've seen several people and several places get ravaged by these occurrences. And we have done some research at the Hunter's Lodge where a number of these creatures were. We did some research in Lake Silverstep, where one of the first occurrences of it was. And then we travelled up to Varnhold to go through Varnhold, where some villages were missing, just a handful of them, and we went exploring and found them, and they were being affected by sort of mind or emotion altering things that were growing nearby that were clearly foreign. And so we took those back to the alchemist and we let them know what was going on, and that these things were basically ingredients for a very highly potent drug called Succubus Kiss, and that it was affecting people badly, and probably we shouldn't be touching or tasting or going near anything that looks like it's not normally from this location. And then we left to go to Restov to do some research. And so that is the state of affairs currently. This is not a law-friendly picture of Restov. However, it is a representation of a city, a very generic city. And so while we are here, I figure that's good enough to allow us to, move around while we're doing some research, give ourselves a general kind of idea of what sort of place we're in before we head out. And so, I am going to now hand it over to our players to introduce themselves, to introduce their characters again, by name and by profession, and maybe a sentence or two about their history, and what they're thinking and feeling, perhaps. So I'll go over to them, and then it'll be over to them completely as a whole to decide on what is next for them. They still do have some research to do here in Restov if they would like to, but they don't have to do that. Obviously, there's lots and lots of options. We have lots and lots of threads going on, some side things, some main things. There's all sorts of craziness. And they are going to be the instigators of the action as we hand over to them. So we will go top to bottom just for this first session back. So, DM Nix, how are you? What's going on in your life, and what's going on for Thekid? Tell us a little bit about him to get us oriented back into who he is and what he stands for.
Deckard is a bit of a scientist and a bookie, and not a bookie, but a bookworm, and enjoys collecting information and knowledge, and utilizes alchemy as his tool for succeeding. Um, right now, he's trying to figure this crazy thing out and get it solved so he can deal with the problem.
Very, very good.
That's pretty well sums him up for right now.
Awesome. Very good. Then we will go to Mixed Nuts and his life and his character.
My life has been a miserable pain in the ass lately.
Ah,
So let's not talk about that beyond what we already have on that. Vrar, on the other hand, is looking around the city thinking all of these things that he could do. And then he sees how bad the laws are here. And he's basically just going to go up to Keldar and go, I'm going to stay with you. Can you keep me out of trouble?
Just put my hand on his head, start steering him around as we walk.
Not quite like that. Just tell me no when I think I'm gonna do when you think I'm gonna do something stupid.
You mean he should just constantly say that?
Hey, get out a metal chisel and start inscribing the word no on the face of my light hammer.
Nice. Yep. That's what Vrar's gonna do because he'll help do the research, but he's not a bookworm. This is not his strong suit. This is the kind of book that I got to hit with a pick because it's trying to bite me flying off a shelf. I'm usually not dealing with them.
yeah.
Are those in Pathfinder?
Those are in every game. What are you
Okay.
talking about?
Wondering. No.
All right, very good. Thank you for that. And over to Azrael and
Yep.
Lucas.
Yep. Oh, well, Lucas is he's a noble from just, I forget where he's from. Ravoy?
Ravoy.
Boy.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Wow. But yeah, he had a very harrowing experience and died, and then met this forest goddess that brought him back to life, and now he's a tree, half tree, half man, and it's pretty cool. But he's still Lucas. He's starting to not be. He's starting to like mature more and kind of grow up because he's nearly 30, and kind of starting to realize that, hey, if he doesn't like get himself right, he might the next time he dies might not be there might not be another coming back. So he yeah, that experience kind of helped him kind of, for lack of a better term, see the light, so to speak. And he's um, just kind of been like just kind of tried to be a different person moving forward. Right now, he is in his element. He is in the library in Restov, and they know him. They know him well, and nobody's really asked any questions about like how he looks or anything. But he's also like wearing like his cloak with his hood and everything, so they don't really notice a lot. They just notice his voice, and they know who he is, and they just said, "Hey, go where you need," and he did. And he and Thekard went up to the area of the library where they need to be, and they've just been buried in books for the last few days that we've been here, and basically told Varar, please don't get hurt. Please don't get in trouble. Please don't get in trouble. Please don't get in trouble. We know that you're not a bookworm. Please don't get in trouble. No
Okay, I just did something about
slippery fingers. No slippery fingers, please.
Fair
I
enough.
already did that the once. That's why I went and grabbed to get help.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's where we are for me.
Very good, thank you. And over to Malkov and his character Kaldor.
Yeah, so in real life, I'm not going to talk about any of the bad stuff because that's not fun. But I did pick up this,
Ooh.
and it is absolutely amazing. It is so much better than previous editions of Savage Worlds that I've gone from a skeptic to a evangelist for it. I have ordered 6 more books for it, and the DM screen, the box set for Deadlands, a bunch of stuff.
Nice.
I think it might be my second favorite system behind Hero now.
Okay,
I
so
haven't even played it yet.
So for those that couldn't properly see what that was, what's it called?
Savage Worlds Adventure Edition.
Venturer
Four
Edition.
books. It is amazing.
Cool.
I'm really impressed with what they've done with the game, and the fact that Pinnacle has kept Deadlands and Doomtown alive this long is really pleasing to me because it's probably my favorite kind of like Western-based setting for any kind of gaming. It's great. It's such a rich history now because it's been around since the 90s.
Yeah.
And this edition of the game that they've extrapolated from years of iteration on that has led to a very good system that all it takes is a few extra bits and pieces to make a setting specific options, and you can plug this game into any setting really well. So
Nice.
I'm really impressed.
Awesome.
It's not quite as flexible as Hero, but it's solid, and it's a much simpler game. It's very simple. You could teach somebody how to play this game in 10 minutes.
Very cool.
Oh,
Very
accessible as hell too. Then that's awesome.
Yeah, it's really neat.
We
But in game,
Yep.
Kaldor is now officially a champion of Torag. He has been blessed by Torag in his past and has taken on the mantle of championing Torag. He is a fighter of moderate capability and looks to generally uphold justice and defending those who need defending.
Yeah. He's been doing a great job in that for the most part, wherever he could. Excellent. Yeah, so here on this channel, we do advocate for all sorts of different systems. We're not here to be Andes of anyone in particular, but when we find something that we like, or when we hear about people that are enjoying a particular game, we love that. We want to encourage the world, role players, to explore other systems, to see what's out there, because it's an amazing world full of wonderful systems, wonderful settings, wonderful mechanics, all sorts of cool things that are for different people of different backgrounds, of different desires, of different mechanical proclivities, of different intellectual abilities, and so we're all about just seeing more than just one or two or a small handful of systems. There are a lot out there, so we love to hear about that, and it's awesome that Savage Worlds has done something like that. And thank you for letting us know. I'll keep an eye on that. But for getting back into this game, which is Pathfinder 2nd Edition, and for the most part, I think we're seeing the value in Pathfinder 2nd Edition. As any system, it's not perfect. We make little tweaks and things there. Sometimes we disagree about a design decision. Sometimes we even disagree with each other about design decisions. Sometimes we love them. Sometimes we don't like them at all. And we just try and do our best to make the game and make these times together as fun and enjoyable for us and for anybody watching as possible. That's what we're here for. So, now, it is over to you guys to roleplay your characters, to explore the world, to see what's next, to poke around, and if you've got any concerns, any questions, as always, you let me know. But I am going to step back and let you guys take the reins.
Eckard, what book are you reading?
I should actually do at least 1 day's worth of research on the herbalism that I know how to do. We'll do that tomorrow. Keldor, what are we doing in city today? Where are we going?
What day is it? We've been in the city already. What, 2 days?
So what I have is Tuesday, or have we passed more time? We may have got that wrong.
We did 1 day, and I remember working and getting money, and then the next day I went out and spent that money feeding people who couldn't.
Yeah. Well, let's then just make it Wednesday. It doesn't matter. It's sort of back and forward. On this Wednesday, there is a little bit of extra wind about. It is coming towards the end of summer now. We've got about a week left of summer. And if you step out into the streets of the city, you notice that the high winds are wreaking a little bit of havoc. It causes minor damage to trees. There are people whose loose clothing might be blown around. The local some of the local bushes and things are getting sort of stripped a little bit, and you realize that movement is going to be a little difficult with the crosswinds. It's not particularly horrible, but you do want to, just be a little bit careful. So how this works mechanically is if we were to travel overland, which is not our plan, but if we were to leave the city, which is relatively sheltered, so you've got some tree bits, being blown around, leaves and stuff, some washing that might get, yeeted off the line, things like this, but it's not, it's relatively sheltered. But if you leave the city and you travel overland, once every 8 hours you'll need a flat check, and if you don't do especially great with that, then you might get hit by some debris that is borne upon the winds. Otherwise here, it's just a little bit chaotic, but you can move from place to place without too much issue. You'll have to fight the wind, so to speak, a little bit, but you're not in danger. It's just a little more gusty than per usual.
Question for GM.
Yes.
That nature roll is to see if there is any particular reason for this wind storm that we're seeing, or if it's just random.
So every so often high winds happen. I don't know what the particular event is here. I don't think it is something that is a massive shock. It's just something that happens every now and then. So I think it's just a generic thing at this stage. They don't happen all that often. When they do, they cause a little bit of damage here and there, and then they pass. if we were to get something like this, or it develops in future days, maybe then I'll affix a story to that. But for now, to the best of your knowledge, it's just a random event.
Cool.
I need to find a big ass kite, ship's kite, something like that. See if Keldor can hold on to it, see how far up I can fly.
Right? All right. Well, you have the day ahead of you. It is going to be dawn or just after dawn on this, the 24th day of Aridus, 4722 in the markings of Aridin, in the reckonings of Aridin. And all of you know, that tomorrow is a full moon. Will be a full moon. Tonight is just about a full moon.
Is Lucas howling?
No. There are no signs of anything untoward in Lucas, other than
That's just a research roll,
okay.
and a very, very poor one, to the point that I'm gonna
Sure
hero
is.
point it.
Okay. Using hero points right at the start here. That's still not great.
Not great. Great.
So
Trying to get the bad rolls out of the way early.
Is there still research we can do here, or do we finish out the
Yes.
research we could do?
No, you still definitely have research you can do here. So this is one of the few places that has more. So a lot of them have 5. Restov has a potential of 10, and you have done 5.
Okay. It's been a while. What were the checks we needed to do?
In Restov and any other library or academy that you visit, the checks are, in no particular order: religion, first world law, abyss law, occultism, and perception. We have a good perception and a good first world. So,
I will help
9.
with religion.
Woohoo! That is a crit, so we are up to 9.
Thank you, Calder.
Restov. 2
hold on,
from
let
the other guys and 2 from Keldor.
see what I get for a perception check.
25. I think that's good. Yeah, that's good. So, as you guys spend this day...
Can I say something quickly?
Yeah.
Rod, we need to find a book that has this script on it. Here you go. Go find this one.
That's literally what I did. Oh, all right.
That's why I said it. I figured it would add to the aspect for you.
All right, so why don't you collaboratively then tell us what you remember about what we have already discovered in our research? You don't have to get this perfect, but just like a general, can you guys remember any bits and pieces as to what we have already worked out, please?
Well, shit.
Cult of Lamash 2. We know that there's ritual sites and cultists that are creating problems in some cases. Sometimes it's causing a taint that will get somebody later. Sometimes it's actively corrupting an individual monster. And that's direct evidence that we found from when we did the hunt for what we found for that. Beyond that, from research wise, I'm struggling to remember any of what we did for that.
Yeah, that's the reason why I said well. I know that there was like in the town of it was either Silver Lake or Spring Lake or Silver Spring Lake or some whatever, like the
Silver Shore.
that's great. I
Silver
got this.
Step Lake.
That's it. Thank you. I
Silver
knew
Step.
it was something. I know that
Oh.
like we got a lot of research done there. Go for it.
Terrafant.
Yes,
I'm
the terrifying elephant. Yes.
yes, the Terrafant. Yeah, we did that.
Yeah. We did research in that area, and we got a lot of information. And I don't remember anything because it's been 2 weeks, and I have parent brain.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
No, I mean I'm just one dude. I mean, DM might remember something, except he also has parent brain. Anybody here that doesn't have parent brain?
I don't have brain. I has no brain. Brain I has can be mush.
I do. I will request being. I will request to go back to my notes as opposed to.
I would
pulling it off from
normally-
memory.
Yeah, I would normally remember, but right now,
Yeah.
It's all right. I will get us some stuff. What I'm gonna do is I'm going to give us an aggregate in the Discord shortly, but for now, we'll just quickly go over the main things. So,
I will say, Matt,
yeah.
problem is I remember some of it, but I don't remember what Thecard remembers and what I remember.
Yeah.
And at this mental state, I really don't want to mess that up.
Yep. Okay. Fair enough. So, individuals bursting into strange vegetation unleashes single ill-tempered, powerful monsters that don't seem to be motivated by survival or hunger. Instead, that they're, vicious for other reasons, causing pain. It's associated with conjuration magic rather than transformation magic. So we're creating portals in people and manifesting these things through those portals. We know that
gruesome.
Yeah, we know that there is a
40K,
cult.
summon the demons.
There's a cult responsible. We know that the people who suffer show no symptoms until near the end of it, when crippling pain ripples through their body, and therefore it's difficult to detect. And we also have some information that suggests that a wide range of people have been joining this cult, but most of these rumors suggest that the original cultists were goblins. Okay? So that's kind of a snapshot of what we have already discovered, and I will be leaving some notes in the Discord to reflect that. At this stage, I'm still editing those down, but I will be doing that as we go, and including those. Today, after your research, with a special thanks to Kaldor, who has been doing double time with his deity and doing religion checks and things, and talking to the Torag's disciples and acolytes, you can confirm that the bodies who spawn the strange plants that are growing and the monsters also have tiny, difficult to spot black seeds embedded along their throats, esophagi, and stomach linings. So you have now done more research. There has been more stuff done in like on these bodies, and you have discovered these, or whoever's been doing the post-mortems has discovered these tiny, difficult to spot black seeds. They're embedded along the throat, esophagi, and in their stomach linings. These seeds seem to be mostly inert, but evidence suggests that it takes only one active seed to trigger the entire effect of this conjuration portal manifestation into monster BS. Okay?
And each of the bodies have multiple other seeds.
Correct.
Oh God! So this gets worse and worse and worse with each one of them that's created.
The knowledge that the affliction is gained via ingestion is a breakthrough. And you also will discover that there is more evidence implicating goblin cultists, and the evidence is now direction oriented. So, give me a moment to activate the Stolen Lands here again. So, we are here in Restov. Our capital is here. And we've got Varnhold, we've got Lake Silverstep, and we've got Olegton over here. Okay, as well as Tatzelford. These are our places, and we now also have the lizard folk place. I can't remember the name, but it's there. Okay, so with that said, you discover evidence implicating goblin cultists have been hiding somewhere in the Selen Hills. And the Selen Hills is this bottommost section down here, where you've already got a marker somewhere inside.
Yep, that's our next destination.
And so this confirms and further hones this concept that something is going on down there, and that something seems to be related to goblins. Okay, so that is what we discover.
And with that, I have a kind of, it's not really a eureka moment because it wasn't me that I don't know that it was me that actually discovered it so much as Caldor, but I'm feeling a pull to point to the map right down there. I'm feeling that we need to go there.
I'm gonna give Lucas an look up one and down real heavily over, seeing if I can see any seeds.
You do not that match the description.
Good.
Are those seeds externally visible? To be clear.
No.
Okay, I thought
They're like you have to eat. So they would be like in somebody's throat, like their actual esophagus, not
the most obvious would be like you would need to shine a light down someone's throat, and even then it would be difficult, difficult to spot that.
He's not going to let me check that. It's not going to happen.
So that's and they're the most obvious. You're absolutely unable to figure out what's in someone's stomach until you dissect them. So
you're not getting anywhere near me.
Do we have one of these seeds that we can get our hands on and find? Like during a downtime, I want to find a alchemical recipe that will make them react
So the answer to that is
without
more.
having it.
Yeah, more
Okay.
research. Okay, so there's nothing else that I can do for you in regard to that.
We gotta move on from here to somewhere
Okay.
else. We gotta find more stuff out before we can do that.
Sorry. I love the
Don't be.
idea,
It's
and I'm
fine.
happy
No,
to
absolutely.
even give you a hero point to suggest that I'm saying no, but good idea, right? Like, I'm happy to do that, but there's nothing
Not yet.
else that mechanically I can
Yeah,
do
no,
for you.
I just trying to find ways that we can move things forward.
Yeah.
So
So we deduce all this, and I slap the book closed like relatively loudly. Put it back on the shelf. Take all, I don't know how many books I'm looking at, like maybe 5, 6, 7, and I just take them back and put them back where they go. Go downstairs, thank the librarian profusely for the use of their library, and bid them good day, and I'm out the door.
Okay, so I have now updated your research thing, and so in there now is the I've still got the amount of research points that you've done. I've done the success, like the random event thing, and I've summarized in dot point form each of the major points of research and findings that we
Nice.
have. Okay?
Thank you, Matt.
So in the future, you can just look at that and know what we've done. Okay? So,
We gotta go find a bunch of goblin cultists. Is what we need to find out.
and what I need to do is I need to roll a d20, and I need to see if we trigger something, and we don't. So I need to also mark that down in that list.
Is that an escalating check like the Kingdom Turn events?
Yes. So, basically, every full day that you spend doing research, there is a possibility of an event. That event starts very it's a 10%, basically. It's a 10% event, and it gets more and more likely 20%, 30%, 40% as days go on. Okay? All right. So you do recognize that at the end of this adventuring day, because you spend the whole day doing this, you have all of the information that you can gather in Restov. How would you like to spend your nights? And I will set us to the next day once, as you guys are describing how you spend your evening.
I mean, I assume we're at the inn.
No, the gnomes offered us
Oh,
lodging.
Yes, they did.
Great, awesome. I'm so sorry. I'm so before I go to bed, I'm talking with the gnomes about like what we may run into in that area that we're planning on going to next. If they've been there, if they haven't, then I offer our services to map it for them.
Yeah, they're super keen on that. Down to the Silent Hills, yeah, they haven't been there. In fact, they would say that there are a number of rumors that suggest that people that have gone down there have not come back.
Thank you for the warning.
Yeah, that tracks with what we think is down there.
All right. So, as you sort of get ready for sleep and rest for the night, things seem relatively calm here in Restov. It's a relatively peaceful city. Of course, there might be like a little brawl down at the local tavern when it gets too late or someone gets a little drunk. There might be like a discontent or a malcontent somewhere that's like, down with the hierarchy, and then they like get arrested. You know, little things, but for the most part, it's, you know.
Roar once again wants to go out and get in trouble. And
Please don't.
no, that's what he wants to do. It's part of the reason why he asks someone else to stop him, because he knows this is the last night that he's going to have here. So, I mean, unless someone does stop him, he's going to just do the look. Not going to try to hide, not going to try to sneak. I'm just going to do the, and I'm going to just I'm going to leave.
I'll just pick him up and put him back in his chair. Like a child.
No.
Turns, looks at him, doesn't fight him, just. I'll order a second meal. So if I can't steal, I'll be a glutton instead.
Nice. All right. Well, they're happy to provide you an extra meal. Now they haven't catered for that, so what I will do is actually, what sort of meal would Vra order a second one? So you can have a pour, a fine dining, or a square. So pour, square, or fine dining.
Hold on, I'm gonna find out where I'm at for money.
Oh, you got heaps of money.
Oh,
Just
well, then I'm
do-
gonna buy. I'm
Yeah,
gonna
just
buy
do
a
the fine.
nice. I'm gonna buy a nice extra meal and a very nice whatever they've got for good spirits for the table out of our out of the funds that we're gonna do
Okay,
for that.
so it'll cost you
I'm like-
one gold for the fine meal, and a fine bottle of wine is what you want.
I was some kind of spirits. I will
Spirits?
look at Keldor and go, what are we going to buy for booze? I'm having a nice meal. I'm going to buy one of your own, but what are we buying for booze? You get to pick.
Mead.
Okay. Good mead.
Okay, some good mead. All right.
And you want me to go take it out of my coinage, or are you taking it out of stash stuff? I'll take it out of mine. I don't care.
Doesn't matter.
Just take it out of the stash. It's fine. Good. We got so much money, man. All right, mead. Just looking at, so we don't have it for Pathfinder 2, but I'm looking at Pathfinder 1 to give me some sort of idea as to what price they've got. They've got 2 gold pieces a gallon. I don't know how that translates. So
To 5 gallon to 5 gold pieces for 4 gallons, because that's enough for everybody.
okay, let's just do that. Let's just, so you've spent 5 gold pieces in total, 4 for your mead and 1 for your fine meal. Okay,
Just
makes it nice.
getting ready to go on the road tomorrow to head back. You know, it's going to be a crappy day on the road. Might as well have a nice meal and a bunch to drink. Be hungover and sweat it off in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So, what's interesting about this particular mead is that it has some peaches that have been added to the formula. In fact, given that you've gotten a couple, there is a few choices for you here. They would give you some choices. They would offer you the peach one first. But in amongst their mead varieties, being that this is Restov and a major capital, here are the types of mead that they have. Elderflower and lime, coffee and maple, peach and hibiscus, which is the one that was offered to you, apple and rose, orange and cinnamon, and dandelion and red fruit.
So
let's go with the one they offered us.
So that crafting check was to check the mead to see if it had any seeds in it that looked like the seeds that are causing the problem, the ingestion problem.
Yes.
And
Yes, it does.
I yank it and pour it out. I yank it away from him and I pour it out, and I give him like however much money, buy something else.
Wait. If that had seeds in it of what we were just talking about, then we need to figure out where that mead came from.
Yeah, I know. I don't want it anywhere near your mouth, so I poured it out. And I'll give you another gold coin. Go buy something else. Don't buy that shit.
Your failed crafting check, I take.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. My really crit fail crafting
Do you want
check.
me to counter you? Because I would be there, and I absolutely would if you ask me to check it. Like Vrar could be like, "Hey,
please do check."
Because
do I need to punch him in the dick for pouring my drink on the floor?
Probably.
You're welcome.
That's
That's exactly how I phrased that time in it.
So
let's see.
I will go ahead and check it.
So, what Thekid discovers is that
Lucas is an idiot.
yeah. Well, I mean, we already knew that. So what Lucas thought were these seeds are the tiniest little balls of truffle that is in this drink to make it even tastier.
I'm gonna like gasp like Lucas was right and pick up some of them and shove them in. Not switch your character again.
Vrar.
I'll stick them in Vrar's mouth quickly and like eat it.
So you have someone saying bad seeds, and then you have Thekid just being like grabbing a little handful and just jamming them in Vrar's mouth, going, "Eat it, eat it."
So what I'm wondering is how persnickety is Vrar, one, about floor food, two, being force-fed by
floor food.
No. That one's not a huge concern. The second one is the being force-fed by someone else might be way more of a concern for him like that.
Look, he's just putting the meat in your mouth.
Not to mention,
You just have to bite down.
Not to mention how hard you kicked me in the dick, because oh my god, that was.
I mean, I will say, Thekid has given you stuff to put in your mouth before, and it's never been a problem.
Crazy.
Yep.
Vrar's going to pick up one of the 2 gallons that he just bought. Because if nobody else spoke up, he's gonna let them give them the peach, and then he's gonna grab the coffee and maple one.
Yeah.
And randomly, he's just gonna grab one of the two and go, "Nope, mine," and start drinking from it.
The coffee and maple one, whoever made that coffee like very strong. But the maple is delicious in it. And it's like it hits you. Like it just hits you. You're like, "Whoa! Yeah!"
And I'm gonna hold that one out to Keldor at that point and go, "This one's good."
So downer with upper baked heavily into it.
There's a reason why here in the U.S. they made things that have both large amounts of caffeine and large amounts of alcohol illegal to sell.
And I
Bad
believe,
for you.
I
you
believe
do
in
Red Bull shots.
Bravoy and Restov, I believe coffee is a big deal. So, like,
Okay.
this is good quality. This is good quality coffee, as well as very strong.
It's good.
Cool. Yeah, well, that's delicious. Unless you don't like coffee, it's amazing. If you don't like coffee, yeah, you're gonna spit it out. But
Coffee and maple mead sounds to me like something I would pour over a bowl of sweet cream ice cream.
right.
I could agree with that.
So it's pretty fancy stuff here in Restov. You know, you know as characters, you're not going to get this many places. It's only really going to be capitals that you're going to get that, unless there's a thorough trade network and people can afford that shit. But otherwise, like, this is
Buy
this is
a
it.
keg to take back to Finoff with us so that they can recreate it.
Nice.
We've got that meadery.
Yes, we sure do. Sure do. Yeah, awesome.
How much is a keg?
Yes. Keg.
Yeah, enough for research purposes and enough to make the trip because I'm sure. Well, no, I'm sure that Keldor will make sure people stay out of it. Well, more accurately, that he'll make sure I stay out of it.
How many gallons is a keg?
A pony keg is 5 to 7. A real keg is usually anywhere from 12 to 30, depending on.
Let's say it's 10. So it's going to be 20 gold pieces for a keg. It's going to be 10 gallons. Okay, just to keep it sort of easy to calculate. Okay, makes sense to everyone.
Yep.
Cool. So 20
Sounds
gold
good.
pieces for a keg, which has got 10 gallons. Sweet. All right. Yeah, you do that. You have a good drink. You sleep through the night. Everything's good. You wake up in the morning. In the morning, you have a courier come by and deliver a little note that is a personal invitation that when you are, at your nearest convenience or when you are heading out from Restov, to please pop by the manor of Lady Jamundi Eldori to have a bit of a chat. Please.
Is that specifically addressed to Lucas or to our party?
It is something like emissaries of Fanoff or something like that.
So they'd give it to any one of us, not just to Lucas. Okay,
Right,
cool.
yeah. Just,
No problem. Okay, just making sure. Because like I said, none of the rest of us have met her. Well, we don't have a reason to stay here. Let's go see her now.
Yep. Off we go to Lady Jamondi's place.
Okay.
She's outside of town, right?
Yeah, just outside of town. Yeah.
I'm going to make sure I clean up first You say that this is a lady on the note, and it's probably nice paper and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna bathe because I'm sure my armor and stuff stinks.
I think even the best cleaned armor is going to stink after it's been used for more than a year or so.
What I'm going to do,
Yeah.
as part of this narrative, I'm going to have you have been in town for just a little bit longer, guys. Perhaps we can do some downtime or something for those couple of days. Maybe there's been some people that have been in need that have asked for your help for a little bit of pay or something like that. And so you've spent a few days, and it will be, if it's all right with us, let's call it the end of the weekend. So this is the first day of the new week. The weather is sunny. And you've spent a few days getting to know people, helping out the city, seeing the sights, enjoying comfortable and wonderful, bedding. It's been really nice. Maybe you've been embroiled in a little bit of some sort of random event that happened, all sorts of stuff over the last couple of days. And it is you've seen the weekend out. You've spent a night or two drinking, had a bit of fun. In what I'm gonna do to reflect this little bit of frivolry, actually, I'm not gonna take any money away from you. What I'm gonna do is whatever money you would have earned, you don't get because you spend it on the frivolry. Okay. And that's when we go and see Lady Jamundi on the way out. Okay, it just helps with the narrative of everything.
I do. So, am I able to remember gather while I'm here?
Yeah. I think what I will do in relation to that, I already need to deliver a solid 1 to Kaldor, because of the fact that there are no other Torag leads. So let me have a quick look through here.
Okay.
To see.
Not for the intention of gaining information, but would have probably heard some rumors in laboring in the Dwarven Quarter for 2 days. And then if we're going to be here for more days, it'll be more days of that.
Yeah.
And I'll drag Varar along. He's good at lifting things too, whether he likes it or not.
Do you want me to go to the forge? Can I stay here and twist herbs with the old lady?
As long as you're helping.
Okay. So you hear a number of rumors in regard to centaurs and to Spriggans, right? So centaurs at war with Spriggans, Spriggans at war with centaurs, centaurs doing things, Spriggans doing things. Neither of them seem to be good necessarily. The rumors all manner of things. Some suggest that I don't know, that the centaurs bury their dead, and that there might be undead centaurs, and I don't know, just weird stuff. Centaurs eat humans. Just like centaurs, Spriggans, these sorts of things. Is there anything else? that I can do.
Basically, a whole bunch of spurious lies about centaurs and a few grains of truth in and amongst that.
Yes.
Which ones are which? Good luck.
Right. Okay. So, towards the end of your stay, just like the day before this happens, actually, you know what I'll do. Yeah, that's okay. You make your way to Lady Jamandi Eldori's manor, and you will actually see, waiting the uh, in the lounge for an audience, the same place that you have been instructed to wait, are Adina and Jalaya Eldori. They're her cousins. They were mourning the loss of their cousins who died, and they have made their way here to Restov.
I noticed them, and I if they happen to make like eye contact with me or whatnot, I like give them a like a consoling nod, like.
So, of note to you, they never raise their heads to look up. In fact, they are hunched over. Both of them are huddled together. You can see them like shaking, like quivering, and both of them are just looking down, and you can see teardrops beading on the edges of their noses.
I will slowly and quietly.
I'm just going to reach out and grab a hold of you as you head that way and say, some people just need to be left to their grief. Interrupting it will always be considered an insult unless you're invited. Wait till they speak to us.
Sir, thank you.
Farrar's wise on only a few things.
Sure, that's understandable.
And just put yourself nearby and just
Mm-hmm.
so that they know we're here and wait. Well, just like we're supposed to.
And I'll do something that I don't do normally. I'll take the like whenever I'm out, like I'll like I normally have the hood up to like conceal the fact that I'm a fucking tree. I'll take the hood off.
By the way, does any
That's
part
right. We
of
all know you
Lucas
play stiff characters.
Does any part of Lucas produce leaves? Because if so, I want to identify the species of tree. I am an herbalist.
So I've got a like full beard. So I'll reach into my beard and I'll like find something if I can. I'll roll a nature check to see if I find a leaf.
It's mostly just
Okay.
like
no is the answer.
Yeah,
Okay.
Is your beard made of
spindly.
moss? You can just pull some moss off.
Yeah,
and hand it
yeah.
to
There you go. Does that count? Here's you some moss. Have fun.
Perfect. Tuck this away, mumbling something about a voodoo doll.
I could have given you a part of the mushroom that's growing out of my chest.
I want nothing.
So I don't know if you guys are
do
familiar
with
with it, but
mushroom.
there's actually a moss called Old Man's Beard, and I just think that's hilarious to me what Lucas's beard
Sure,
actually is.
sure.
Like it looks like Spanish moss or something like that. Is it from the Long Dark? I think that's what it looks like.
It can be varying shades, but yeah, it grows off of.
It hangs off
like
the
trees and stuff that are higher up and
I
grows
remember
down.
that from the Long Dark.
So it looks kind of hairy and just like flows down a bit. It just the thought of that just makes me laugh.
Absolutely, it's hilarious.
One of the things that always gets me is that they put some weird plant monsters into these games. Some of the plants that are in the real world are truly odd things anyway.
I mean, just go and look in like frickin' Vardenfell and like Elder Scrolls, and it's just like big ass mushrooms everywhere. Sorry. Anyway.
All right.
I thought we
so-
were doing like out of game stuff. I'm sorry. If we were doing in game stuff, never mind.
Yeah, so they're there. Within about 5 minutes, Lady Jamundi beckons you as a group and Adina and Jalaya in. And you'll all make your way in. Adina and Jalaya are shuffling. They're holding each other. They are not looking great today. They Lady Jamundi has like a pot of steaming teas there, and she will personally pour glasses of it for each of you, and she'll sit down, and she is silent for a few minutes. She looks over like all of you, but most of her attention is on her cousins, and she's like trying to fix their gaze, and it's not working. And after a few minutes of like kind of awkward silence, she will stand up. She'll just move slowly over to them, and she'll sit down onto the floor, and she'll look up into their faces, and she'll put her hands on their legs, sort of just gently, and she'll just be like, "I'm here. What's going on?" And her cousins just like they like explode into tears, right? Like they're just sobbing uncontrollably as like their cousin is trying to console them.
I have a bad feeling.
Vrar is standing here very awkwardly with a cup of steaming hot teas in his hand, going, I can deal with things exploding into plants. I don't do well with women exploding into tears. What do we do?
I honestly, I don't think we're gonna have to wait a lot longer because I think that we're about to see 2 explosions. That's my fear. That's honestly that's my thought. I think that they're fucking infected.
Yeah, but me and you, as players, both know what Lady Jumanji is capable of. Unless that turns into things that can murder us, she's not threatened.
Right.
Oh. That's to see if there's like if I can get anything off of them, like from a curse standpoint.
You do not get anything from a curse standpoint, but with that, you can see grief that you've possibly never experienced.
Okay.
You saw grief?
Yeah.
When they found out about their cousins?
Yeah, it's gotten worse.
This is so far beyond that.
Okay.
Who else has died?
So, after what seems like a really long time, but for them it's probably not, they will eventually pull themselves together and they will say, we don't even really know how to tell you this, cousin. But for the last 4 days, we have been on a hunting trip. These adventurers will tell you that our town had come across like some weirdness, and we needed some extra supplies. And because things were more dangerous, we thought it would be best if we were the ones that went out hunting instead of the general populace, just to be sure that everything was going to be okay. We returned back to our beloved town, the Varnhold, and we found the entire village abandoned. Not a soul.
We were just there.
Yeah,
Yeah, like
Just there.
5 or 6 days ago, we were there.
less than a week.
I mean, that's exactly. Vror will burst out the same way. We were just fucking there. What?
Exactly. And they were there when you were there, and they were there for longer. Like,
And he will literally, unless you start interrupting him and make him be quiet, he's going to start naming off people that he knows in Varnhold. Just like Lister does as he walks through.
List
Door.
away. List
You
away.
know, nope, I don't know their actual names.
Right.
No, not you. I mean, like just like in the.
I'm just going to start asking,
Yeah.
what about this guy? They're like, and finally, after the third time, they're probably going to tell me to shut up because
Yeah.
I'm.
I will have Fordham go over to you, and he'll be the one to just keep saying yes to you to everyone you ask.
yes.
Yes. Yes. Shh. Yes.
He's a construct. He will just keep doing it forever. He doesn't care.
And
Yeah,
they
nice.
say, yeah, village is abandoned. No one's there. That
Hastily abandoned.
just
They gathered supplies and left. Everybody just vanished.
no supply.
Up
Like
and-
we found campfires lit. We found a boiling over kettle. This is like vanished.
no
No-
blood
no-
and fighting.
No,
No Mager?
nothing. No Megavan. Nothing.
It's just poof. Like everybody's
gone.
just gone.
Up and
Okay, I
vanished.
guess.
like
Troubling.
I guess
everybody
we're
up
gonna
and
stop there on the
vanished
way
like
back.
a fart in the wind.
No tracks leading in and out of the city.
Yep. I guess we're gonna go on the way back.
Well, I mean, from here to Varnhold is still the fastest path from
Yes,
here back.
yes, it
to
is.
home
Like we're
anyway,
gonna be
so
stopping on our way back. Yep.
once you hey investigator,
Yeah.
lead.
Lead. Yeah. That's my new number one lead. Namash 2 is number 2, unless they're related.
You don't know.
I do not know.
So Lady Jamundi will ask for 10 minutes with her cousins alone.
Yep. I'll step outside. And guys, let's
Absolutely.
go.
And she will spend some time with them.
Mhm.
And then Adina and July don't come out, but the doors open and Lady Jamundi beckons you back into the room after about 10-15 minutes. The others aren't here, but you assume that there's like a restroom or something off to the side where they've gone through another exit or something, and maybe to Lady Jamundi's like bedroom or to like just rest up and recover. And she will sit you down as a group, and she clears her throat. She says, "Right," and you can see that she's regained her composure. Like Lady Jamundi just listened, like kind of just listened, but like obviously she spent some time with her cousins, and she's regained her composure after that. She clears her throat, and she says, "Look, friends from Fenoff. Those of you that have not met me, my name is Lady Jamundi Eldor. I am one of the sword lords here. Lucas and a number of others assisted us when we were attacked by a savage band of mercenaries and bandits. And we are the ones that provided, I guess, you as a nation, as a foundling nation, with the rights to establish land and to grow in civilization. And it has worked out. The capital, the people, for the most part, have done good things for us. But this news comes at an awkward time. The political climate here in Restov has become pretty dangerously tense. If you don't already know, Rosland's perceived interest in the stolen lands is being interpreted by Northern Brevoy as evidence that we're seeking to increase our holdings in preparation for a potential civil war. Restov's government is forced to disavow any contact or alliance with agents in the south, and we've actually found it pretty hard to secure assistance for you. Probably the last shipment that we sent is going to be the last one for quite some time. We cannot really afford to be distracted by events in the stolen lands at this time. However, I do wish to desperately learn what has become of the citizens, the fine, happy citizens of Arnhold. We cannot act directly ourselves without triggering the conflict, as previously discussed, and, well, I think it might be best that Adina and Jelaya remain close here after everything that's happened. So,
lady, we will have no problem at all taking this on to our party. We will clear up whatever's happened in Varnhold, and we will deliver a whatever we need to back here.
Resolution.
Thank you. Yes, we will resolve everything in Varnhold for you and for the two ladies.
okay.
Tell her I'd just like to offer my condolences on your kin. They were brave and good-hearted warriors. They will be missed.
I wish we'd followed after them instead of going the way we did. Things might have turned out differently. That's my only regret in this, that we weren't there to try to help.
She shakes her head, like nods her head, and she says, "Thank you."
I offer to I don't know, like cover their meals while they're in town.
Oh no, we've got that. We've got that.
Okay.
Thank you, though.
Um,
Just so you know, she's specifically addressing you now.
okay.
She says, you know that your family are from Northern Brevoy, right?
Yes, I do.
With what is going on, there may be some discontent amongst your family, or amongst their subjects, or amongst their government, at the very least.
I plan to write to them tonight actually, and send a writer with a letter.
Vrar
Be
looks
sensitive.
very
Yes.
Vrar looks very confused. And because he can hear this, right?
Yes.
I mean, they're talking, the two of them, but he can hear it.
Aloud, yes.
He's going to turn and he's going to look at Lucas and said, "So the rest of your tree people come from Northern Brevoy? You're a Northern Brevoy tree." I'm going to start mumbling out species I know that come from that area to myself, to occupy myself.
So, does she notice like the change?
Yeah,
since
I mean,
I've
she's
seen her last-
known about it. Yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, good.
He's not mentioned it, but yes. She
No,
knows.
sure, that's fine. And I let her know. Obviously, there are things that are different now, that have kind of opened my eyes a bit. So I'm definitely not the same person that you even met like earlier. So I will definitely handle the part in Varnhold, and I will also do what I can to stem the tide of any civil conflict from my family's perspective.
Says yes, and she'll look over to Vrar and she says, so Lucas was from a human family, Vrar. His outward appearance has been transformed, but he is from a human family.
Oh, good. I was trying to imagine what kind of an acorn he would have looked like. It's not okay. I'm just going to kind of dismiss the matter from my concern.
She says, so, obviously you've already said that you travel to Van Hall. Please, take care. This has come as a shock to all of us. And this could have far-reaching ramifications. In case things go less well, I have something for you.
Yes, my lady.
She says, if things are not looking well, you may speak to this little one. And she has in a little very comfy looking iron cage with like hay and like a layer of like lamb's wool, this quite decent sized field rat. You may speak a message and send it to a settlement that you trust and a settlement that we know of. Olegton, Restov, Fenov. This is no normal field rat. And it will carry your message. You only need feed it, and she'll show you a pouch that's hanging, and she will say, you just need to release this pouch and then hook it back up during your daily preparations. And after your next daily preparations, it will be refilled. And that's all the creature will need. Speak a message. Send it off. If all is dire. We cannot help you, but we need to know if all is
Yeah,
lost,
it's a
so
warning.
that we can sort it out. If there is anything else that we can do for you before you leave, let us know. Do our best. Otherwise, travel safely and return to us safely if you can.
I'm going to withdraw one of the plants that we found that don't belong. Because we'd gotten at least a half dozen of them or something. And I will show her one.
Yes.
And I will say, if you find anything that could be used to be a pesticide for these weeds, that would be positive. Someone has been planting these in the area of Varnhold, and that was one of the issues your cousins there mentioned. I do believe there's a lot of evil at foot that we must deal with. But I wanted to at least leave one sample with you so you are aware and can consult those that you know of knowledge and wisdom.
I will do so, and I will send you any discoveries that we find.
I'll ask if there's a place that I can like a desk with some writing utensils that I can pen a message to my family and have a writer sent.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, I'll go ahead and do that now so I don't waste time.
Vrar wants to know who's going to take care of the rodent, because if you let him be in charge of the message rodent will survive just fine. But the message sent will probably start with, "Hey, is this thing on?" And use like half of it up, screwing it up, and then not get the full question out. So he prefers to not have it.
Can Horden take care of it?
Only
Set the con-
only if that means that he wouldn't be able to do
Never
anything
mind.
else. It would basically take his hands because he's only very small.
I will attach it to my pack or bag.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
And Horden probably hangs on with it looking at him.
The rat is very passive. Just sits and waits.
Horden's quirk from being created by Theckard is curiosity, even though it doesn't do him any good.
Yeah. Cool. All right. Well, you guys have everything that you need. So, we are going to pop back to the Stolen Lands. And we are going to travel back along the road to Nivakta's Crossing, to Kiravoy Bridge, and then down to Varnhold. And that is where we will go next. Right, so we are here now. I'm just going to view this before I activate it. And we are going to remove all of these NPCs. Okay. That's good. Okay. That NPC is gone. And I will have us at the entryway of the city. Oh. Here. Okay. Okay. Now I can activate that. Activate. That's right. Okay. Okay. As you approach Varnhold, few things that you recognize. Okay. Most of Varnhold's buildings have stone foundations and wooden walls, as described earlier. Their windows bear shutters and are unglazed unless otherwise noted, and their roofs are uniformly wooden shakes. The town is constructed around a ford of the Kiravoy River next to a low, flat-topped hill. Atop this hill stands the hewn log stockade and blockhouse built for the colony's defence, and the former seat of the Varnhold's lawmare, Megavan.
Okay.
You previously have come into the town of Varnhold twice before. The first time it was a bustling, friendly, talkative town, relatively happy people. The second time, there were people about in pretty much every building, but they had a sort of demure, like, downcast expression because they were missing people. When their loved ones came back the following day, just before you left, you found them mostly happy again, except for the very obvious ones, like the young man and whose younger brother apparently had some relations with his girlfriend. Things like this. But mostly the town was back to its happy, general, talkative disposition, and coming back for the third time into the outskirts, you notice that there are hay forks, like pitchforks, used for bundling hay, that are just randomly like fallen in place where their holders once were, where their farmers once were. You do not hear a pleasant chatter of people. You hear eerie, soft, unpunctured silence. You hear the sounds of insects buzzing, the occasional call of a far-off bird.
Were there dogs here before?
Yes.
There are no dogs here now either, are there?
So you are just on the outskirts. Some of the farms and things moving around the city. Yes, there is an occasional dog.
Okay. Just the people that got snatched.
Yes.
Do I hear anything out of the ordinary?
At this time, you're right on the outskirts. I'm sort of narrating just
Sure, no worries.
before we get onto the map. But you are fast approaching where the map starts and what you can see. But leading up to this section, you don't really hear or see anything other than like just like silence, eerie, like insects buzzing. You do see a number of very fat black flies that are buzzing slowly around. And the closer that you get to the Hog Keeper's farm, which is the first building, the more of those big fat black flies you see. And in fact, you are making out that there are a number of hogs. You know that the Hog Keeper's farm had a number of hogs. You see that the wall of the pen to the Hog Keeper's farm has collapsed. You see a number of half-eaten corpses of hogs lying scattered around the muddy pig pen, and more fat black flies buzzing around.
Are the hogs alive still or no?
No, they're
No,
half-eaten corpses.
Okay.
Corpses.
So with that,
Is the number of corpses commensurate with the number of hogs that was here before?
Rough.
Yeah. So let me just look at this here a second.
I mean, remember, you're looking at half hogs, so make sure you're adding. Sorry, I'll shut up.
Okay, so let me have a look at that. Yep, that's right. So, as you try and get an estimation, oh boy, is that right? Holy gosh. Really? Let me just check that this map, it's obviously not the right scale, is it? Just sort of seeing this here. Let's just have a look at that real quick. I want to check this scale. Grid type, grid size, distance 10 feet. Okay, so I need to change that. So going to, oh, it's gonna be awful, isn't it? How are we gonna do this? If I change this like this, and then I take the grid and I say 2, then save. That has moved us. That's okay. I'll move us back. Sorry, we're just actually, and that's gonna change all of that as well. That's annoying. That's alright, I can refer to it over here. Okay. That's looking a little more realistic now.
Oh, it's a lot better, yeah.
Okay, so you see.
All the bookmarks
Yeah, I
for
know.
you are going to be alpha lined. Okay.
I know. There's not much I can do about it. You are seeing that there's a reason for all of these walls, fences, this fence being destroyed, and the corpses of the hogs. So I'm going to just describe here again what it actually says. So this structure, though fairly new, is poorly built. The clapboard walls have large gaps and its roof sags alarmingly. The smell of decay and filth emanating from this dwelling is horrendous. Behind the cottage is mud-filled enclosure and a covered shed, half-eaten corpses of hogs. Yes, commensurate of how many there were. Maybe one or two have escaped, but close enough. There's clouds of fat black flies all around, and there are several oversized boars that are not the hogs. Not the hogs that you remember being here, but several oversized boars covered in gore that are charging at you at this time. They're immediately charging to attack. So, for the first time today, we are going to roll initiative, please.
I'm not sure. Mine is not showing. It's in the chat, but it doesn't show up on the tracker. Oh, you know why? Because I'm stupid.
You roll perception.
Perception, didn't I?
That's okay. We'll still use the 35. If you just roll initiative, I'll change it to 35. We'll take your first roll.
Yeah, that's a much better roll than the first one was. Damn.
So 35 puts you before Lucas. Alright, so with all of that said and done, we begin the encounter. Make sure that there's no music. Goodbye. Don't want you. Thank you. Alright, let's check the chat. We are okay. Good. And we have the boars are poised to charge. Kaldor and Lucas, you are the first to act. You see that they are covered in gore and are clearly responsible for the destruction of the hog keepers' fence walls and the half-eaten corpses of hogs.
Lovely.
Okay.
All right, I am going to
Yeah, I like Colorado first. Dope.
ride. Cool. There. And then I'm going to ready an action to hit one when it gets in melee range.
Okay.
And hopefully they won't charge past me to everybody else.
Sure. It's good. Lucas?
I will move. Let's see. I'll move back here. And I will target that one with my bow. Does that do volley or no?
Oh, you're outside of volley.
Okay, I thought so.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure.
yeah. I'll target the one in the front. Let's do that. Strategize. Where's my damn thing? Right there. All right.
I need to update that.
Oh, that's probably not going to hit, but we'll see. Why not? Strike. Nope.
Property.
Strike again. That should hit. Yay. Damage. Squeal, piggy.
So it's this one, right?
Yeah, it's the one I'll go in front. One more roll. Let's see how high I can roll. Probably not. Nope, not gonna happen. Ooh. Anyway,
Boing.
I'm done.
Hey, Daedons. We have that one first, which is going to charge at Keldor. It's a Daedon charge. So 2 actions. Try twice, make a tusk strike. Have you got reach on it?
It's in melee range.
Yeah, he had a held action.
Okay, yeah, held action, yeah. Thanks.
Then it's a crit, so it has to make a DC 24 fortitude.
Ouch. That's a pretty good whack.
Very nice.
Ooh. Okay, sure. Well, it's gonna gore you with its tusk, dealing 26 points of piercing damage. A medium or smaller creature struck by this attack must succeed a reflex save. That's fine. Otherwise, you would be knocked prone. So you tried to knock it prone. It's tried to knock you prone. So it's taken 2 actions so far. It will make a 3rd action now to try and tusk you one last time. Clink. Nope. And then we have the next one. The next one is the one that Lucas hit. It is going to charge at Lucas because you hit it. And in doing so it'll get to here, then it will go here, here, and here, which means that you'll get an attack of opportunity, Kaldor, if you want it. Although that was your reaction because it was a held action, right? That's how
Yeah,
the
it was a held
works.
action.
In order to trigger your held action, it uses your reaction up in the way that this
that's
game
right, isn't
functions
it?
for that. It's from what I remember from what I read and looked up in the Meat Space
Great.
game. Yeah, that's how that works.
Yeah, let me just double check it. I don't want to rob you.
Oh, yeah.
Prepare to use an
I'd
action. Choose a single action or free action you can use. Designate a trigger. Designated occurs at the start of your next turn. You can use a chosen action as a reaction. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
So, yeah.
We don't have extra reaction yet, do we?
Nope.
No. Okay. Cool.
It's too bad.
I don't think that's actually something that I can get, can I?
It may or may not be. There's certain people and places and times when that can happen. So here is the Tusk Strike against Lucas. Here is the damage
At least it's
roll.
not a crit.
And then it
Ow.
will attack second time, not hitting. And Lindsay. Lindsay is going to move to here. She is going to she is going to do some magic, which includes inspiring courage.
Yay!
And is that until before the end? Actually, maybe she doesn't move. She was here. She's actually going to cast haste instead. And that is one creature in 30 feet. So let's do.
Ooh, pick me. I'm right here. Pick me.
Let's. Yeah, you're there. Let's do you.
Yeah.
All right, and then that is her turn. We have another Daedon, which.
So I'm taking off the courage.
No,
she
she
just
still did courage. She just didn't move.
Okay. All right. No
She
worries.
didn't move. She didn't have to move to get the courage to affect everybody.
All right, so I don't think that they're in range 40 feet. Yeah, they're in range. Okay, we're gonna have one. Go here.
Trample and destroy the building on the way through.
I mean, it just has to stride. It doesn't have to stride in a straight line.
I know. I'm just being a pain in the ass.
Yeah, this isn't a terraform, okay? It doesn't pick up entire buildings and plow people down with them, okay?
Good.
And then it will do a task strike. Fair enough. And damage. And she needs a reflex save.
What are you doing?
She does not succeed, so she is prone. And then it gets a secondary attack against her.
Because she got knocked prone.
No, because, that's what they
So
have.
she still had another action.
And because she's off guard, because she's prone, that'll actually hit. And do damage. Nearly as much damage as the crit, because the crit didn't roll very well. Damage there. And then we've got Vra with haste.
That Lindsay gave me, and then suddenly she's being trampled into the ground.
More like gored, with the tusk is like ripping her flesh. It's like we've got a true Robert Baratheon moment here, folks.
Step to there. I'm gonna use. Where is it? I just had the damn thing. There it is. I'm gonna use Tumbling Strike. I'm going to attempt to move through them. Acrobatics check.
Alright, tumble through is against what again? Let's check that.
Isn't it the reflex save?
I think it is the reflex DC of the creature.
Yeah.
Sounds right, yeah, reflex DC. Reflex DC, yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so what is its reflex DC?
19.
Okay, so I needed slightly better on the roll for a critical success. If that was a critical success, it would have been off guard to me for the strike that I get to now make with this. So
don't you land on the other side of it anyway?
Yeah, it's going to put me on the other side of it. It's just it wouldn't put it off guard, and because Lindsay is currently prone on the ground, she's not going to provide me flanking for me. So I was still trying to get off guard some other way. I didn't think she would. That's up to you.
I mean, the system will tell us. I think it will still give it to you.
Okay.
But let's find out.
You might have to be in the square.
Yeah, off guard. So yeah, crit.
Off guard flanking. A critical hit.
Nice.
No.
Righto. Blanc.
Okay, so that was the step that I did for that was one action to get the 5 foot closer to it that I needed to do that. Second action was to tumbling strike through because that's a single action attack. I'm going to then
So tumble through. So that is that a special move? Is it to do
tumbling strike here?
tumbling
I'll
strike?
post
Yeah,
it in.
that's
Yeah,
cool.
here.
That's cool.
There it is in the.
Adjacent to an
that, but yeah,
enemy. Move through unoccupied space on the other side. Yeah, go for it. Yep.
Yeah, no, that's what I did to get over there. Made the strike that I just did for that. So that was 2 actions for that.
Perfect.
Third action, I'm gonna go ahead and that'll be a map strike
No.
and miss.
All right.
And then haste, which would also give me an extra action at that point, which
Sure
can only be
does.
used for strike. That would be mapped still at the maximum penalty.
Maximum
level,
penalty.
right?
Yeah.
I got nothing else to do with it. Might as well make the attempt.
You hit it.
21 must be the armor class because 20 missed.
Damage. Okay, so the monster is reduced to 0 hit points. The monster avoids being knocked out and remains at 1 hit point.
Oh man, stupid raging boars.
Wow.
Its wounded value is going to increase. Doesn't matter.
And that's my turn.
Okay. Does it have a wounded ability? No, it doesn't. Cool. Awesome. Theckert. Theckert.
Becker's gonna kick it.
Kick it. Kick it real good.
Yep.
Do.
Actually, no. He'll throw a versatile vial at it. That makes more sense. Well, no, because then it's gonna splash. Yeah, he'll kick it.
Die.
Stay down, you dumb thing.
Sure. It's a critical kick.
He kicks it and it's... We're on Team Jackson.
Nice.
Now it goes down.
Sure does. Now it did.
I want to see Varar's face when that happens. He hits it and he's like, ha, oh. And then Thecker just walks up and kicks it and it's like, oh.
Curb. He's like, I'll eat curb stomped bacon.
Speaking of bacon.
Are you aching? Yep.
Bacon. To quote Homer Simpson.
And we're targeting this at the moment.
Yes, sir. 2d4 persistent fire damage.
Cool.
Burn, baby, burn.
Disco Inferno.
You
just
realize
smell
that
the
you
bacon.
realize I'm a tree, right? So you're gonna
I
throw.
love the smell of bacon in the morning.
Anything else
Or
from
is
you,
it not-
Thackard?
The talibubs don't have splash. You don't have to worry about it.
That's
Three.
right. I keep forgetting. My bad.
No, you're good.
I can arrange for
No,
you to get burned if you
no,
prefer.
no.
I don't know. If he's hickory and he burns, I'll know it because I know that smell.
That could be fun. Because then when you have smoked bacon all at once.
What about applewood? Applewood smoked bacon.
Maple bacon. I just want to say bacon all the rest of this session, just so Silver is like drooling. Because I love you so much, Silver. Yeah. Is that the end of your turn, Decker?
But Silver doesn't like bacon.
No. He says, "Don't get me hungry on
Oh,
bacon." The local Habitat for Humanity where I'm at does a thing in July every year called Bacon Fest. And rather than get, all upset about it, the local police department is its primary sponsor, which I think is hilarious.
Oh, that's awesome.
And they've got some interesting things there. Like one guy, it's like 4 different types of bacon that
Wow.
all he fed the pigs was hot peppers.
It missed you. It missed you, Thackard. Twice.
I see that. I have no idea how that's possible.
Well, it's
But
possible.
I will take it.
That is not a spicy pig, like I was just talking about.
All right, so that is the state of affairs. Kaldor.
all right. I'm gonna try and hit this one. It's between me and Lucas.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Very, very
Did you get
nice.
the bacon down?
Oh, bad damage roll.
Bad damage roll on that. Ugh.
And a fortitude save.
Oh no, it might be slippery bacon.
It will get knocked down.
Oh.
Okay, then I'll take a second attack. But this one that I already hit once.
So that was at the other one?
Mm-hmm. A little bit better.
Shonk.
Yeah.
And then it does its ferocity and gets up at 1 hit point.
Is it still prone?
Avoids being knocked out. It avoids being knocked out, so no.
No, okay. Prevents the knockout. Okay. This one's prone though. So I will do intimidating glare at the one that's not prone.
But that was still a critical hit, so it has to make a save for that.
Oh,
But
okay.
it didn't do that. So if it falls to that, it does. So it is prone.
Yeah, then I'll intimidating glare the one that's between me and Lucas.
Yeah. Oh.
No, I don't do it. I don't succeed.
Correct.
It's facing
You
the wrong way.
You leering at it hungrily doesn't work.
Especially from behind.
Right.
Oh, look, pig ass. Oh, what's wrong with him?
I regret looking that direction.
Just pig ass. Big old pig ass. Lucas.
Is there?
You hungry for some pickaxe? Pig ass.
Man. I'm gonna strategize just for shits and giggles. Oh, I didn't hit, but whatever. I'm gonna unarmed strike on this thing that's right in front of me. Yay! That yay!
And goes
that's
to
gonna pop up to 1.
And then I'm gonna unarmed. Well, yeah, I'm gonna. Unarmed strike again. Let's try and smack
You
it.
hit it.
Hey,
It did now.
die, piggy. And now I'm gonna swap to my rapier.
Alrighty. And we've got Theodon here, which is close to death. It is going to... These are just like... Yeah, okay. They're just gonna go. So here it is. Doesn't hit.
From prone?
From prone. They would probably try to stand up. Probably.
Buddy.
Squish.
Yeah. Give it a go.
Squish the pig. Squish the piggy for standing up, Cowboy.
Probably
That's
be enough.
exactly why he asked.
Yeah, you'll kill it. Oop. As it tries to stand up, you just slam it back down again. The other one's dead. Lindsay, seeing that most of them are already gone, she's like, well, okay, settle down. She will try to telekinetic projectile. And piercing. Attack. Noise. Roll damage. Noise! That's a good damage roll for her. Damage. And she will inspire courage, because that seems to be working. Vrar.
Var's going to use its first action to stride to go round to not get hit.
Yeah.
So that he can get lined up with Thekard.
Yeah. I think it will count here and not there. But
oops, I did not mean to just kick my turn over. I misclicked on the screen.
It's okay. Let's go back.
Thank you. Target.
Yep. That will crit because... Oh, no, it won't. Yeah, that's fine. So, just normal hit. That will just barely hit because of Courageous Anthem and Flank.
Just barely damaged, too. So I'm still hasted, so
Correct.
horrible last attempt.
That's fine. Nice. And then up to 1.
I can't do anything about that up to 1. I'm done.
Thekard, you see that it's on its last leg.
Stomp that pig again.
Get away from me, you ugly swine.
That'll
I forgot
do.
to target him first. No.
It'll do. It's a crit. It's a crit.
Okay.
Splat.
Sorry about that.
Melee alchemist.
Wow, we have absolutely decimated this encounter. Just like these boars never stood a chance in heck. All right, so the decimated remains of the decimating
Wait, can
boars.
I say something?
Yes,
Thekard has made 2 melee attacks.
he has, and both of them have been critical
this campaign.
hits.
They've both been crits.
All right,
If he
let's
throws things,
end the encounter. All right, so well done. The vicious boars lie without their testicles all over the field. What do you want to do?
I'm gonna.
Looking for those seeds.
Smells like
Yeah.
bacon.
Yeah,
Yep,
that's
yep,
exactly
Yep.
what I was thinking
See,
too.
like, I'm gonna do a crafting roll just to help with the seed check, and I'm gonna fail. Maybe.
What did we need to
Should I
roll
show you
to
how
check
it's done?
the seeds?
I did crafting, but I mean, I'm sure you could probably do nature.
While they're doing this, I'm gonna lay hands on myself and then meditate.
I will
8,
stand.
and I still get a 26.
Or
gonna-
maybe an herbalism check, would that work?
Herbalism? I mean, to check your seeds, yeah, I mean, I can make an herbalism check.
No, if Matt says it's okay, that's just my thought.
It'd be medicine. Probably.
Nope. Var's gonna go down here and stand watch.
Okay.
What sort of shape is Lindsay in?
I mean, she's wounded, but like we've got medicine. Like,
Okay. We'll take time to get her healed up and her and Lucas healed up.
Nice crit check.
Oh. Thacker just
Yeah.
treated wounds. So
yeah.
So
That's exactly where I was heading.
yeah, I want to know like what's going on. So I'm like, are these like so? You said these are Danodons?
Daedons, yeah, they're
Daedons.
greater boars.
Greater boars.
Okay. I mean, this is the first time I've seen these things, so I'm gonna like just see if they're normal predators from this area. Fuck off.
You know, for an investigator, you always roll low on.
I really do, and it's fucking
investigating. It's not your
so
fault, though, man.
balls.
It's like someone else in driving. And I feel for Azrael so much with that.
All right. So you're not sure.
Horrible driver.
Well, now you know why. Now you know why. One, my first hire was a driver, and why I asked for another driver. I don't like to drive.
He's had bad experiences. It's
I
trauma.
have. It is.
I had a bad
Multi-character trauma.
experience.
What happened?
All right. So yeah, there's lots of farmhouses. Well, a few farmhouses. Otherwise, you know, it like the rest of the town is there to explore.
Point Lucas towards the pig hovel. You should start
man.
there.
So
And then
farm,
move on
farm,
to a different building.
Yeah.
farmhouse, farmhouse. Come on,
I'm gonna go in here.
farmhouse.
Investigate.
But it just literally looks like people just dropped whatever they had.
Yeah,
in
no,
hand and
I'm gonna
disappeared.
like. I don't believe like, but this looks like the rapture took place.
Yeah. I wish we'd all been ready. And there's memories that we don't need, right? Right? We don't need that trauma again. Seeing that movie, jeez.
As people start walking around, I'm gonna kind of stay central, but I'm also gonna be noticeably more agitated and quiet.
Yeah. So, farmhouses show signs of having been derelict for at least several days, if not longer. Each appears to have been abandoned in the midst of normal activities.
This has a very Lamash to smell.
I'm gonna walk up and say, they stole the whole town somehow.
Yeah.
I don't know how. I'm not quite sure who, But the stinks of that monster bitch.
Yeah.
So you
'Cause
know
we've been
from previous visits that this over here is a business called Hides from Rides, and that this
Where?
over here is a business called Delva's Brewery. So Hides from Rides on this side, Delva's Brewery on that side.
See, in normal circumstances, I would just ask where's they go in some sort of an emergency, but it doesn't look like they had any kind of warning of an emergency.
Nope. And you just hear the occasional aggravated bark of a canine, the occasional caw of a crow, some random insects, and otherwise the gentle flow of the stream, of the river.
Grar's going to do one of those things that people tend to not do often enough and look up.
Okay, so you see sky. It is a nice day.
Good. No big floating tentacle mass coming out of the clouds.
No.
So
It's going to be several hours later than this, though. I'm going to make it like 6 hours. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Be midday.
question. How deep is this area right here?
Question: how deep is your love? It is crossable.
Okay. I'm gonna go stand in the middle of it and roll nature.
No, you're not.
Oh my fucking lord. I don't have a hero point anymore, so I can't fucking hero point that shit. Does anybody want to give me one? I feel like this is important.
No, I think the misinformation will be hilarious.
Yeah, I want to see what happens with the one.
So you want the investigator with the 18 perception that just crit failed to be misinformed. Awesome.
Okay.
As a player, yeah, absolutely.
Here you go.
That's fine.
Here you go.
Just making sure.
So add a setback.
Did that shit to me early in this game.
Well,
even.
This is great.
all right, Lucas. So as you look down into this water, and it says that it's 4 feet. Okay, 4 feet deep.
Yeah.
As you look down, you know, the Lord of the Rings, when they're going through the fetid marshes and there's the corpses that are in the water that aren't really corpses, and they're like reaching up out of the water. Yeah, that seems good, right? That seems good. And making me a will save.
Yes, sir.
With disadvantage.
Oh damn! I rolled like just plain.
That's all right. Roll again.
So-
Roll again. Take the
okay.
worst. Okay, so we're still taking the 20. The DC for level 8 standard.
This is fucking ridiculous.
Come on, it's fun.
That's fine.
It's fun.
Yes,
It's 24, so
I'm
it's
just-
not a critical failure. So,
Get the roll.
you
Yeah,
are
just faint, I
just
just faint and fall
staring.
in.
You're just
Yeah.
staring into the water. And you shake your head because you know. And then you stare into the water a little bit more, so everyone else can see Lucas just staring into the water. Now, the critical failure would have been that you're gonna go under,
Yeah.
but you're
was
just
gonna say.
staring blankly into the water.
Yeah.
Until someone
Okay.
taps him on the back, at least. So he's
That's
fascinated. I'm going to give you the fascinated condition, okay?
Awesome.
Fascinated condition.
One of the few times that being fascinated is a negative.
There you go. Fascinated.
What does that get me?
Can I use a versatile
Mouse over
vial
it.
to throw at him as not
I'm
actually a
reading it,
versatile
never mind.
vial, but an empty one or like a pebble just to bounce off his
Fair.
head?
I mean, if you want.
Ah, come on.
Jesus,
Come
dude,
on.
just here's my wound. Rub salt in it, please.
I don't have enough
Oh,
rock
it's not to
salt.
hurt you.
Sorry.
It's just to hit you to wake you up.
I'm salt
Like, hey, get yourself back here. We're checking things out.
Well, I was trying to see if there's any Lamashtu fucking vibes in this place.
Clearly there is. Clearly there's
yeah,
something
yeah.
bad down there.
There's my
I'm gonna
rolls.
get this far, and I'm gonna kick as much water as I can, trying to splash right up into his face to wake him up with.
Yeah,
that. Does that
he's
work?
fine. He'll wake up.
Yeah, hits me in the face. Fine. And I
You're
shake,
just
I shake my
saturated
head.
with
No, I
water,
didn't.
and you
I
don't.
completely missed.
You remember
So,
coming
yeah.
into the water to see what was wrong, but after that you remember nothing for a few moments, and all of a sudden, like everyone's moved, and you are completely saturated head to toe, and Varara's right there.
There.
Waving. You
Mhm.
there? Anybody home? To walk up and go knock, knock, knock on your forehead. Except for when he does that, he's got a fucking heavy the pick turned sideways like he's gonna use the flat bit of it to go wop wop.
Yeah, sorry, I was just lost in thought for a bit. Okay. Oh, Matt, I accidentally clicked the fascination off. Unless you did that.
No, I did it.
Okay. All right.
You are not fascinated anymore. You are saturated from head to toe.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna cross the rest of the way.
Hey, don't go running out way the fuck
I'm not.
ahead.
I'm gonna stop right here. I'm gonna stop right here so I can dry off.
So, to describe the ford real quick, the ground slopes steeply downward to the riverbank. The river runs wide and shallow. It's muddy with this runoff of recent rains. It's 4 feet deep and is slow running.
Bro, don't care. He's swimming around. It's water. Water don't bother him.
Okay. So, in all of the fuss, let me just have a look at this. To the east.
Kelder, would you have moved up at least once more at that point?
Okay, yeah.
Not much.
Okay.
I'd be looking around at the buildings and grumbling. Dwarven.
Yeah, so the farmhouses are just nothing at this stage, so that's the 3 there. This we haven't looked at. This we haven't looked at. So
Not seeing pings.
Not seeing pings. Okay.
Nope.
So just near Lindsay, so I'm going to put Lindsay next to one that is hides from rides. And for the moment, I'm just going to put this creature over here to denote that one. That one is Delver's Brewery.
Okay.
We're right here by this one. Let's go check that one then. And I'm going to look across the river at Lucas and go, we're going to check this one over here.
Yeah. Which one on which one on this side was what were we talking about? Was it this one?
So on that side, you've got a farmhouse, which is this one, so you don't need to check that out.
Okay.
You've got the one here is the Horse and
That's the
Hammer.
one. Yeah, this is the one. That's the one I was going to check.
Okay, so you're going down in that direction. So I'll put you there. So yeah, you're calling out to Lucas. He's paying attention to you, and he's like, obviously showing that he can hear you, but he is wandering off.
Well,
Lindsay will start to
Oh.
cross because, you know, the party's getting divided, and she's like, Lucas, you might want to, not go
I'm
too
gonna-
far.
I'm gonna say, hey. You know, I thought that was the last we'll ever see of him. Come on.
What were you looking at, Lucas? Seemed very lost in thought.
Okay, I'm coming back now.
It's
All
in
right,
this
Lindsay,
building.
let's go back.
All right. So, yes, hides from rides. The stench of a tannery wafts from this modest building, and an outhouse stands across the yard. You remember that there was a village tanner who was an unpleasant man, used to live and dwell and work here. The enclosure out the back, there appears to be 3 horse hides stretched upon it. Other than that,
Nothing here, huh?
I'm gonna perceive.
No, you're not.
It was so close to a goddamn 20.
It's
This
okay. I
is
think
so
you've taken my
fuck-
rolls tonight.
I have, and it's fucking ridiculous.
You sound like me when it happens.
Yep. Nobody likes bad rolls. Who likes
Well, everyone
to
can
roll
deal with
like
bad rolls.
crap?
Everyone hates a trend of
Yeah.
bad rolls.
Yeah,
It's not a bad roll.
yeah.
It's when
it's a series of
consistently for a
unfortunately bad
while-
rolls.
exactly.
When you need to hit and you fail constantly.
I wonder if there's a way to pull the database for all the rolls for this campaign
No.
to see what the
no
statistics
point.
are. That's too bad.
No, but that would be
you would
fun.
need there is a module, I believe, that does it, but I don't have it in it.
Yeah, you'd have to have it installed at the beginning.
Hey, all I know is that when I kept track of that in reality, I found that my rolls pretty much evened out. The issue is my bad rolls were all as players. My good rolls were always as a DM.
Or
I know that
it's like the good rolls are always things that don't really matter, and the bad rolls are always the things that feel like they matter. But either way, it doesn't matter. We are seeing that this is also abandoned. There are apparently horse hides that are stretched out the back. Otherwise,
That's weird. Right? That's weird.
I mean,
that horse hides are, or that people are gone.
Horse hides. That's weird.
That not.
Like something
Remember,
goblins would do, right?
maybe. Yeah, I mean they've got.
take a look.
I'm
Roll
asking the
for it.
DM. Is
Go
this
for it.
weird? Is seeing horse hides? Is this weird?
I
think
would
so.
think so. Yes.
Okay.
It is
Hey,
not so far out that you're like creeped out by it, but it's not what normal people would do.
like if there was like the village dogs there, then yeah, I'd be kind of freaked out. But horse hides, if you had a horse that dies, you need the leather. You
It's
make horse
borderline.
hide. You don't waste it.
You know that the guy
It
that
all
lived here was unpleasant, so maybe it's just I don't know.
Maybe he just eats horse.
But yeah, that's
like
that's
that
all
orc
that
in
you
Oblivion.
see in
I mean-
there.
There's lots of places where horse is eaten and consumed. It's just not in most Western countries.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could
Except for-
make further checks to like assess things if you want. Otherwise, that's what you see.
Except
No,
for in
Let me
the
help out the poor boys.
Ooh.
no.
Hey.
All right. So
Unless prompted to, I'm not going to be going in any of the buildings.
Just make sure you reverse that, and next time it switches back to normal, okay?
So with a lawmaster check of just being able to figure stuff out and like equate the story here to what's going on further around the world, you establish that these are actually centaur hides missing the humanoid portion.
No.
Centaur hides
As a
missing
player,
the
you have my
humanoid
attention.
portion.
All right.
character,
I am
not the
going
one.
to inform my dear dwarven companion of all of this very, very disturbing revelation, so that he can take some humanity loss. Oh wait, that's the other game.
Humanity loss. Oh. Zid is wiping his forehead. Just.
Hold on. In this game, can humanity loss be staved off by sacrificing a human? Just asking for a friend.
Sure. You'll still lose the human, but you know.
Lots of them.
Yeah. So that's what that is.
You guys are terrible. I love it.
So the building off to the east partially overhangs the riverbank. You see a wagon sitting at the loading dock with a pair of barrels on its bed. You see a sign above the front entrance showing a barrel and a smiling dwarf, and you know that to be Delver's Brewery, where you first tasted cheerful Delver Stout.
Tannery's abandoned. We're just going to keep systematically checking the places that we know here should have people in it.
Which is
I'm going to check the brewery's a food stuff place.
Yeah.
Look for seeds here.
okay. Make me a perception check.
Where are they?
Over where this
Yeah, I'm over at the brewery at this point.
Okay. Yeah, I'll
I'm with you guys. I'm just quickly checking something.
where's the brewery? Over
here.
Okay.
Yeah, right here.
Okay.
The one that sticks out into the river.
Okay. I'll roll a perception check. Better. Now I feel like DM. When I get a 10, it's considered amazing.
All right, yeah, you have a bit of a look around, and you notice that one of the floorboards is loose, and beneath it, beneath one of the brewing vats, is a lockbox. It is locked tight.
Hey, thievery boy, come over here and pick your shit.
I'm going to look highly offended and say, I wash every time and I try not to scratch my ass. That was a scaling problem.
Mm-hmm. You say so. Here, I toss the box at him. Is it a pickup box or is it like a chest?
It's a lock. It's a pickup box. Yeah.
Okay, I pick up the box and I toss it to him and like, here, open that.
I'm going to let it go by and allow it to hit the ground and say, okay, probably no impact traps then, jackass. I'm going to pick it up.
Vrar, just to be clear, he's not Jack, but he is the other.
I'm going to look very concerned at Thecard and then just ignore him and go back to picking the lock.
All right, make me a thievery check. Yeah, sure. You take some time and you pick the lock, and you find 115 silver pieces, which you can add to either your own stuff or to the group's. 115 silver pieces, and you find a recipe for cheerful Delver Stout.
Ooh, that needs to go to our brewer. Deckard, hold on to this. It's information.
Oh, certainly. Put it in.
Put it in one of your books as a bookmark.
Exactly. I have a lot of them, and I have scroll cases and all
Can
of this
you?
stuff.
Hey, hang on. Can you like just kind of maybe write it down? I've got paper. If you want to just write it down, and that way we can put the thing back in the lockbox. You know, because if these people come back or we find them and they come back, they won't think that we stole from them.
But you did
I'm
steal
just-
it from them.
I'm
You
just
took
gonna
the box.
Hold on. I'm gonna look right at you and say, no, and walk off.
So Varnhold Stout, is that what you said it was?
Yeah, I've got it in your.
Tearful Delver's Stout.
I've got it in your inventory. If I could under equipment.
Okay, cool. I was gonna record
And
it for you.
there's a wagon here. Are there mules, horses dead hooked to it? Did they pull until they broke?
So.
Is there a stable here nearby somewhere that they might be after they took them unhooked them off the
wagon?
wagon?
There's
while they were loading it?
there's nothing to pull the wagon, just the wagon. So there's a wagon and a pair of barrels. Nothing to pull the wagon.
Go look at the
Okay.
barrels
Did you
and
get
try
the
to
silver
figure out
added,
what's
or
in them.
did you need me to?
I did not add the silver to my character. Go ahead and just throw it onto the stash if you're there.
There's also
Okay.
you see dozen barrels of Cheerful Delver Scout around. So you can't obviously carry all of that, but
Fully load the wagon.
Is there anything in this building?
in which building? That building.
The one I'm pinging.
No.
Okay.
See, I'm going to spend whatever time it takes for me to fully load the wagon with as many of these barrels of stout as possible.
I am not
Yeah.
gonna bother. I'm just gonna walk off. I want to go across the river again.
Sure.
Does anybody want to come with me
Lindsay will
so
come.
that nobody
once-
gets
once-
creeped out
once-
whenever I go across the river again?
Once we're done loading up the wagon, sure.
Do your
It's not gonna
thing,
take you
Mr.
long.
Mr. Barbarian. You do your thing, Mr. Barbarian. I've got better shit to
Like
do.
at the most, it'll take you a minute per barrel for 12
Yeah.
minutes.
Like, get killed. We're going to do this for 10 minutes, and anybody else who needs to get a focus back can, while I'm doing a manual labor task, and get heals out if at all possible again. That's why I'm trying to give us those breaks like that. It's part of the reason why I, as a
He
player,
doesn't
do
want-
that, not Brock.
He doesn't
Me
want
as
to
a
take
player,
healing.
that's why
It's
I'm
okay.
doing that.
I want to find these fucking people. I mean, they're not dead yet.
You
They're
don't
just-
know that. It's been days.
They're just poof gone. Like there's no sign of struggle. It's just shit dropped.
That's worse because, okay, I'm turning to look right at Thackard and say, doesn't disintegration leave a pile of dust? Wasn't it windy a few days ago?
Yeah.
Is it, you know, any creatures that can just wander through the whole town and disintegrate everything that sees it?
That's terrifying.
Yeah, they're called beholders. They're not in Pathfinder.
No,
They're
not in
yellow shoes.
Pathfinder. Not offhand, Thickard. You that sounds very
You don't
far-fetched.
like.
That sounds
You-
very much like D&D, not Pathfinder.
Well, I'm gonna say it. It's just simply there are lots of ways these things could have just disappeared that way. We have no idea what caused this yet at all, and it could be that, you know, the moon comes out tonight and suddenly we can see all these people and they attack us. We don't know. I'd like to be able to be prepped and ready to leave. And why would we waste all this booze?
Lindsay,
First got his
you coming, hon?
What is it?
You coming?
Of course.
Eckert, any interest in coming over here and helping check stuff out?
I mean, I'll cross
We're
the
going
river.
to divide the party. Do I need to tell you stories of what happens when you divide the party?
I'm bored. Let's like look for stuff.
Then help stack
And I thought he was the
barrels,
barbarian.
and it'll be done sooner. Kathunk. Kathunk. Roar's being a stubborn prick.
He is.
All right, I'm
He's
gonna-
like that at times.
I'm gonna walk into this building.
You're gonna walk into that building. Fantastic.
Yeah.
Good job. All right, so that
Where
is
did he
that
go?
one.
Okay, he's at the far down there. Okay.
This long, low building partially surrounds a yard encompassed by a sturdy fence. A sign above a wide barn-like entrance shows a harness for a horse and a blacksmith's anvil. Despite the abandonment of the village, it appears that many mounts and a great deal of livestock were left behind, trapped in the livery and yard. A half-dozen horse carcasses decomposing and partially eaten by the crows that continue to pick at them lie sprawled in the yard.
God, the smell here has got to be just horrendous. Half-eaten corpses on a pig farm, wild boar entrails scattered all over the place.
Big ass fat flies.
No wonder. I'm gonna put a cloth over my mouth.
I'm gonna roll perception and see what I can fucking glean.
All right, as you start to like open the door and things like this, before you enter, you notice all the corpses, and you notice the stable. And there is a massive amount of scavenging crows that have been attracted to all of these corpses. You entered the building, so many of these crows are going to swoop down and start to peck your face off. So, give me a second.
Yeah, no worries.
Roll initiative.
Great. All good.
So would that be to the point where I am, or is he by himself completely in this? He's in the
No,
building.
like, so Lindsay was just behind.
Yeah. Calder across the river too.
Yeah, Caldo across the river. You were there piling up barrels, and I think that could stay.
He did.
I was looking at something. I would be probably outside, but keeping an eye on him.
Yeah, so maybe a little further.
You know, trying to
Down.
not separate the party.
Yeah, so
Like I said, I'm gonna
So-
load barrels until I hear a scream or
I roll.
somebody yelling help.
Yeah. I roll.
so here's a murder of crows.
Murder.
Now,
Yep.
yeah, aptly named.
Oh yeah.
It's correct. It's the correct term.
It
too.
is.
It's awesome.
It is 100%.
You get to act before they do. This will be the last thing.
Initiative.
Yes, this will be the last thing that we do tonight. Jeez. So, in order to display what sort of threat we have, I am going to give these crows a free single attack, which is going to be swarming beaks. I need you to make a reflex save, Lucas, please.
Yeah. Anything special or just standard?
It's a reflex save. That is no.
Fuck off.
In fact, that is a critical failure.
Lovely.
So, in that case, I am going to roll this, and you're going to take double. So you'll just click on the double.
You're
And you are blinded. Let's see for how
Lovely.
long. 6 rounds.
of course.
All right, so 6 rounds of blind. Boop.
You got a beak in the eye.
And then initiative will start. So, Keldor, you hear the screams of Lucas as his eyes are being torn out and otherwise scratched.
I said it. Help me stack the barrels. God damn it.
And you just see, like, fluttering black, like, wings just covering this place. In fact,
My turn will be moving up to here.
what I'm going to do is I'm going to cover Lucas sort of with these things, because you can barely see him. He is concealed in this massive black... But yes, you can,
Okay.
you can continue your turn.
I'm done.
You're done.
Just 3 strides.
3 strides. Lucas! All around you are biting, pecking, pinching, scratching. Murder of crows.
Can I at least like feel things in my pocket and like pick them out and drink them, or am I just effed?
Yeah, you can feel about onto your bandolier for sure.
Actually, you know what? Am I able to attack? Like,
You can, but you're blinded, which means that everything is a flat 10.
You attempt to attack him.
yeah. What do I want to do?
You are in true terms swinging blindly.
Yeah. I'm gonna take out one of the lesser healing potions and drink it. And then
Draw is one, drink is
am I-
another.
yeah, I know. And I get 3, right?
Yeah.
So
Blinded. I don't think blinded reduces your
No,
actions.
no, it doesn't reduce your actions.
No, it just means that you're not going to hit shit most of the time.
no,
Yeah.
but I can roll stratagem and get somebody off guard if I at least I can do that. It's not going to help me, but it can help somebody else, I guess. Oh, I got to target something.
Yep, you'll need to roll a flat 10. There you go. You'll need to roll a flat 10 to apply it.
Okay. Slash R 1d10.
No,
1d20.
it's just a d20, but you just have to pass 10 or higher. Yeah, so you can target. You can do the target.
Okay. Did that, and then the stratagem was a 16.
Cool, done.
Yep.
And then I guess I'll just strike with the rapier. It's probably not going to hit, but I'll at least.
I'm just going to use that stratagem to do it.
Yeah.
So you have to pass a flat check for that too.
Okay.
So it will hit if you pass. Yep. So it will hit. So we'll do damage.
Wow.
Takes no damage.
Okay. I'll give the off guard to Lindsay.
So Lucas is spinning around. He's got his rapier out, and everyone can see that he is accurately like pinning like these birds. But even though he hits them with his rapier accurately, his rapier does not pierce any of them enough to do any damage. Okay.
And smells like Lamoche here.
So, anything else on your turn?
Everything smells like Lamashtu now.
Nope.
All right. So, Thekard.
I guess I'm going to move that way. Let's see, I can't even see how far that is.
Oh, away. It's away. It's
So it's 55, 60 to the other side, an additional 75 there. So yeah, I'm just going to be able to move. Especially since I have a speed of 25, so 75 isn't even going to get me there.
Get you somewhere
What
here.
So
what's the 5 format?
That's how many rounds are
50 will
left
be
of blinded.
here.
Okay. All right. Thank you. I'm sorry.
And there. All right, my turn's done.
Yep.
I will yell at Vrar as I run. Vrar, got trouble.
Right, you're just loading the last barrel up, slotting it into place. You hear fevered screams, and Thekard calling your name.
Okay. My speed increases to 35 while I've raged from the setup for that. So striding 3 times is going to be 90, 105. Damn it. Fucking thing quit. Oh, hey. Perfect. Come on. 105 puts me right next to Thekard. And my turn is done. As soon as I'm done moving.
Mm-hmm. All right, Murder of Crows. Oops. Murder of Crows gets their full turn. So.
Come up and go, huh?
Huh? They're going
Just
to
that quick, you scream
continue
it.
their swarming beaks, which means here is the reflex save for...
Thank you.
So this time you are okay. You'll take half damage, but you're still blinded.
Okay.
Then they're going to move and do the same to Kaldor. I need that reflex save from him too, please.
Hero point that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do. Well, obviously, I can't see that I didn't stab any of them. I mean, I felt stabs, but obviously, like I didn't see that they didn't take damage.
So half damage for you as well. So I'll just take the same damage roll for yourself. Yeah.
Can I pass that in? Well, could Lindsay see that they didn't take any damage? Or was she outside?
He announced it to all of us.
I know that, but like, I mean, like he announced
trying
it
to
to
not
the
mitigate.
players. He's trying to like, I mean, he announced it to the players, but he didn't like Vrar didn't see it. He was too far away, and like
Oh, Brar doesn't know anything about this. He's just going to see lots of birds. He's going to scream at
and
anything.
That's
so
what
yeah,
Azra is saying. Like, who does anyone who did see that, like Keldor or Lindsay?
like who saw it? Because
Keldor.
I didn't. Because
Keldor saw
okay,
it.
okay, good, all right,
I haven't said anything yet,
No.
okay,
but it's not my turn yet.
yeah, sure, no worries. I just wanted to make sure that whoever saw it, or if not, I can tell.
So we're going to inspire courage. We are going to...
Does that affect me since I'm blind or no?
You can hear her.
Auditory.
Okay, so it does affect me. All right, good. Thank you. Whoever dragged it onto me. Ink shot. That is an interesting. I've never seen that.
So she
It's a good
sprays
spell.
a viscous, toxic ink jet from her fingertips. She deals 8 poison damage.
That's why she wants the printing press.
They take 8 damage. And
That's nice.
they are dazzled.
What does dazzle mean? I'll read. I can read.
It means that they have to
It's
target,
fine.
do a
Yeah,
DC
I'm
5.
reading.
Yeah,
Yep.
it's
No worries.
flat check.
Then that is the end of her turn. She goes, "Eat ink!"
Get inked.
All right, I'm gonna step out of the swarm of birds, and I'm gonna call out to Keldor or to Theckard. We need your bombs. He pissed off a bunch of birds, the flappy kinds this time.
Oh, so not the finger kind that he's fond of.
And I'm gonna try and hit the birds with my thundering maul.
Sure. Yeah,
Nice. Courageous Anthem helped to crit.
sure did. Bang.
Oh, very nice.
You slay a number of birds.
I will swing again.
This time you do not hit.
One last time. Oh no, I moved. Never mind. No, I moved.
Lucas? You hear birds thunking against the floor as Kaldor slams several of their little bodies into the ground.
I will drink another potion.
Sure.
So, this is a new story for telling people why you shouldn't split the party.
At one stage, we've got to learn. Like, or not, I guess. But
I mean,
some stage, some
Why do we gotta? Should and
should.
gotta are different things.
they are very, very different.
I think he meant you got to survive.
And I will strategize again. And fail very badly. Yep. All right, that's it.
Ooh. And Thickard.
I think right about now would be a good time to inform them that it is very fun to light a fire. I want to hero point that
Okay.
because we need to wrap this up and
Uh-huh.
need to end this. Hey, I got one more.
It's enough.
Shit.
Oh,
Which
two
shit?
more.
Man.
It's
Because of
enough.
Courageous Anthem, yeah.
Thanks, Lindsay.
And sorry, Eldor. The birds take persistent fire damage. You just take the 2 splash.
Well, you notice that normally we'd only have done 7 fire, and it did 17 instead. Area of effect does extra damage to
I have
swarm.
no idea what you're talking about.
Throw more of those. Hurry up.
Yeah, you see several birds go up in
Please
flame.
hit. Please hit.
Hero point.
No,
I don't have one. I already used it last time.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes, you do. Yes,
Is
you
that
do.
you-
Yes,
if
you
you-
do.
if you want to do that, that's fine. I just, I'm gonna be honest with it. Otherwise, okay, I will do that then. I don't mind.
No, I want this over too. Oh, come on, man.
Still take splash.
Wow.
Yeah, they take
Well.
the splash damage, and they get the bonus damage
Yeah.
because it's still splash.
Yeah.
Still
All right, well, that
really
was me.
good. Rar?
Hey, I can roll them lore checks.
Man, do
Can't do them combat whale. I guess
Yeah,
I can
like-
kick okay though.
you have like a bomb or something to throw?
6. No, I don't.
You just did
Okay.
like 30 points of damage.
You just passed me. I could give you one.
Takes too long. Brar's already raging.
Oh, I totally get
I
that.
can't see shit.
No, but you can hear Varar
I
screaming.
can absolutely hear shit. Yes. I can also hear crows like just screaming in pain
No, they're just enjoying
from being on fire.
Well, being toasted. Roasted.
Damage.
You know what I mean.
And that's a move in 2 swings. I'm done.
Alright. Murder of Crows is going to move onto Varar.
Bedazzled.
Does that count as a movement through a space that I can react to?
Yeah, they don't need to target.
But they do leave space.
They are
do-
leaving a space
Yeah, they're leaving.
that I
his
was
space.
threatening.
Well, you and Keldor both. Yeah.
Does being dazzled hurt anything? Oh, sorry, never mind.
They're not rolling to hit,
Okay, that's fine.
so it doesn't matter.
If they were rolling to hit,
I'm good.
Can't access
I
my
think they
character
are done.
sheet currently because thank you.
Oh, wow, they were really close.
You can
to
from
done.
the tab, the little people tab on the right. It's the 3rd tab.
Missed.
Alright, so this is going to be the reflex save that you have to make. Rar.
I will hero point that.
Or
yeah.
Very nice.
so you take this amount of damage.
At least it's just a failure, not a crit failure.
And then it will fly up there. But it cannot do anything else. It's moved. It's done its thing. It's moved Lindsay. Oh, we need to get damage and we need to roll recovery check. Ooh, that was nearly a crit. Not quite, though. Lindsay...
Yay, they burn more.
One more hit should do it.
Lindsay will move out to get started. Backing up.
Anything she's got with an area of effect.
They seem to be particularly fond of area of effect attacks. If you have any of those, I'm sure they would be delighted to enjoy your undertaking.
Yeah. Yeah.
If not, you can have one of these vials of mine.
Yeah, okay, so she'll go over to you. She interacts with you. And then
I have them in a bandolier, so that's an
strikes.
alchemical fire right there. Do you want me to drop one on you?
Yeah, sure.
Trying to make your life easier. Can I split?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
Targeted. And fire. Going to here. We got strike. Roll. That's not bad considering.
Yeah, that was a 17.
So it'll only do splash damage. That'll still be 12.
Still decent damage based on
That is
not
all of
taking
her
half
actions.
like it does with the other stuff.
Keldor.
Kill that fucking bird.
All of those fucking birds.
Just pretend they're
Sudden
seagulls.
Sudden charge.
Rats.
Did anyone
of the
bring
sky.
rice?
Rats of the sky.
Ooh.
Miss. Now swing again.
There you go.
That'll hit.
Splatter.
Bonk. So, you wade through the rest of
Yay.
these birds, slamming every last one of them into oblivion.
Vrar will immediately begin gathering up all of them and counting them.
Okay, so we have the dead horse is wearing expensive tack that belonged to Maestro Pendrad. The tack is worth 50 gold pieces and grants +1 bonus to rider checks to command an animal. While Pendrod's name doesn't appear on the tack, you could all make society checks to figure stuff out. I'll let that be the last thing that happens, and then we will wrap up the session. Wow. So, Vra, you remember that you're pretty sure that it was Pendrod's name that was being sung by our horrifically untalented bard girl that you came across her camp, and you think that she was singing about Pendrod's name with all of those like defamatory like Baker of Bruloy verses.
Okay.
Lucas, you know that the Pendrod name is Teldor Aristocracy.
It doesn't make everything else that I was just told about it not true.
Right.
Am I still blinded?
Yeah, but we're in
Okay, no
exploration
worries.
mode now, so
Sure, it's fine.
you'll spend like another 30, like not quite 30. Yeah, 30 seconds. Let's say 30 seconds more blinded, and then
Yeah, no
you will be
worries.
fine.
Great, thanks. So I let everybody know what I know about the name.
How many of these crows are there? I'm literally
A lot.
gathering up all of them that are not like turned to paste via hammer or.
Which is many.
How about 20? Apparently,
8.
8 if you take that roll.
No. So it will be. So imagine how many crows can fit, like, in that amount of space. Like a 5-foot square isn't just a person. Like, and they have 4 5-foot squares in
Well,
3
the
dimensions.
reason I'm
Probably
asking
100
is
crows.
okay, well, perfect. That's enough for 4 pies then. 4 and 20 blackbirds.
Let's say 20 in each 5-foot square for 80. Let's say it's 80 crows. 4 and 20.
4 and 20 blackbirds baked into a pie. Come on, man.
Sure. I love it. Thank you. So, guys, this was our session 53. We hope that you had a good time. Thank you for those players, all of you who set aside time in your busy schedules to be here and play. Hope you're having fun. This is obviously a pretty significant story beat in what is Kingmaker's story. Hope you're enjoying it with all of the personalization that I did around it as well. So hope you're having a good time. Really appreciate you. We are going to go and see who else is out there in the great land of Twitch. As far as RPGs, we have Interpoint,
Lily.
we have Single Step, we have High Shelf.
Single step.
Go somewhere we haven't gone in a while.
We'll go to
Been
Single
on a high
Step.
shelf.
Alright, so we will go over here. We'll pop up a raid message. We'll go to the ending screen. We will /raid out to there. Guys, please stay for the raid. Please look after yourselves. Be kind to one another. From me, Manahan, from all of us here, we'll catch you on the flip side. Bye for now.